Welcome back to your favorite podcast, the one and only, the greatest podcast in Canada and in the world.
The number one podcast in Canada, the Pals Podcast.
The crowd's going crazy.
Save your applause. Don't worry, guys.
Save it for the knockout.
Yeah, we're still. Ooh, true.
You like that, eh?
True.
Foreshadowing a bit?
That's a big foreshadow there. Guys, honestly, I think we probably are up there. Biggest podcast Canada. Who knows? But
If we just keep saying it, people will think it.
we wish it into existence.
Speak it into existence.
Speak it into existence. But anyways,
Manifest
guys,
it.
we're up there. We're doing a good job. We're enjoying it. But it's all because of you guys. It's all because of our amazing listeners. And like, you guys like to hear us talk, which is crazy because we don't even like to hear each other talk. But I'm just kidding. We do. Anyways, guys, so far, thanks for the support so far. Thanks for following us on this journey. It's been over a year now. Over 100 and some odd episodes.
20-ish.
120-ish episodes. You guys are terrific. If we can ask one thing kindly to go leave us a review, leave us a 5-star review, a comment, a like, a share, follow us, subscribe, all of those good things. We need the support. We would love the support. We love you. New listeners, thank you, love you. Go do all those things as well. And prepare to hear a good episode. My pal. My name is George, by the way. We got my pal over here named Rick.
I'm Rick, yeah. We had Shya in the studio, King Shya on Instagram. He's great. His story is so unbelievable, and the way he deals with adversity, and the way he's dealt with racism and all the other struggles he's faced in his life is just honestly amazing. Such a calm and cool, collected dude that it was a pleasure to have him in the studio. We talked about his upbringing in Antigua, his move to Canada, why he moved to Canada, how he started out and building this gym and everything he's done. He's just a solid dude overall, someone that you want to chat with, you want to just cheer for and believe in. So yeah, honestly, great dude.
Yeah, he is a great dude. I'm going to go box with him soon, so get ready to see another knockout. I'm just kidding, Shya. Please don't hurt me. This guy's jacked. Anyways, guys, that's all. Let's thank our sponsors. Yeah, it was a blast. We want to give a shout out to a new sponsor and supporter of the Pals Podcast. Just a terrific company. My pal, what do you got in your hand over there? Damn, that sounds nice. They have the same package too, so we've put a few of these back yesterday, I think.
Oh yeah, we were crushing a couple of them. We'd like to give a shout out, and this is one of our new presenting sponsors, Kingsville Brewery. We've been drinking the Light A lager, and it's refreshing, light, premium, and it's a perfect drink to have with your pals on the cottage, in the studio, wherever you are. It's all natural, clean ingredients, award-winning Canadian beer. They're available at your local LCBO, beer stores, grocery stores, and some of the best beer we've had. And big shout out to them because they even gave us this nice red fridge you'll see in our studio on YouTube. So check them out at www.kingsvillebrewery.com or on socials at Kingsville Brewery.
Yeah, love it. That fridge is fantastic. Kingsville, thank you so much, guys. It makes it very easy for me to grab a nice, refreshing Kingsville Canadian beer literally right next to the couch. So appreciate that. And guys, as someone who's not the biggest beer drinker, I can tell you that these are honestly, the beer's incredible. We love partnering with people who we believe in their brand, believe in their product, and I can tell you Kingsville makes a quality beer. I really enjoy it. Like I said, I had a few of them yesterday for St. Patty's. So thanks, Kingsville. We appreciate the partnership. And yeah, guys, go check them out at LCBO and pick up a pack today.
And yeah, only 130 calories per pint.
Poof, I could afford to lay off the calories too. So thanks again, Kingsville. Appreciate that. Guys, I want to give another shout out to our baby, our project, our new platform, Cast. For those who are not aware, Cast is a new social media platform, and it's the first social voting platform of its kind. We are on a mission to remove the friction to participate in online conversations, and what that means is we want to create a place for people to be honest, authentic, curious, genuine, and just be themselves online. We want to remove that fear of judgment and reprisal, and create a curious community of people that can ask questions, give answers, have healthy discourse, and all of the important things in life that help stimulate conversation and communication. So right now we are in open beta. It's a super exciting time. We just launched the website, so you can now download it from our website, from our social channels, wherever you need to get it. You can go to joincast.co or joincast.co on any social media platform and download the app today. We're live on Android now and on iOS. And hopefully soon our our full web platform will be up. But yeah, get to our website, www.jointcast.co, to download today. We love you all. Thank you for the support so far.
And one last sponsor, last but not least, our good friends over at RFP Design. If you haven't been watching on YouTube, we actually have a brand new, sleek, sexy looking new couch in the studio. It's become a staple of our studio now, and it's gorgeous. And it's from our good friends over at RFP Design. Reliable, innovative, skilled. This is your custom furniture experience transformed. They turn visions into requests into reality. We've known Andrew Moretti and his team for many years now, and we finally got a chance to work with them. And the whole process was seamless. From designing the couch to picking the fabric to the delivery and installation, everything, it was just super easy and convenient. They made our job honestly super easy. So if you're looking for any new furniture or looking for any custom projects, reach out to them at www.rfpdesign.com and let them know that the pal sent you. You won't get a discount, but just let them know we sent you anyways, just for fun.
Hey, throw them a discount, Andrew.
There we
Come
go.
on.
For the pals. But Georgie,
LFG, baby.
let's go. We good, Georgie? Check. Yeah, we're good. Check on George there. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome, Shya.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. I'm
It's good.
excited.
Yeah,
I'm
make sure-
excited.
again, always keep them up.
Oh, yeah, I'm
You gotta
excited.
keep
man.
it like almost like a fist, just right in front of the mouth.
Yeah.
You turn your
Alright.
head.
It's your first podcast. So it's okay.
First time.
That's it. We're okay. Well, we're glad to have you on. Ryan talked really good things about you.
That's good. He's a good guy.
He's
Yeah.
a good guy.
Very good guy. He
He's
talks
crazy.
good about everybody.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I feel special.
No, he's a good guy. He came in so hot in this podcast, and I see him now down in Miami just living it up.
Yeah. He's doing his own podcast now too.
Yeah. And his is crushing it too. Shout out Ryan and Pillow Talk.
Yeah,
Shout out to
yeah.
Ryan.
A million views in their first day or something, which was nuts.
Yeah.
He's not shy about anything. That guy. He just gets
Oh, my God.
into everything.
Sometimes you gotta tell him, "Hey, calm down."
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
What's he like training? What's like training with him? Is he crazy in the gym?
He's crazy in every environment you put him in. Like we've sparred a few times in boxing.
Yeah.
And like I like to do light sparring because light sparring is how you learn. You don't really learn if you're going hard.
Yeah.
The first tap, Ryan goes off.
Is he a guy that is a temper? Like you touch him and he gets that
He
thing where
just
he comes
goes.
in.
It's not about temper. He's a very good person temperament wise, but it's just that he has no calm button.
Yeah.
Or no zero.
It's just 0 to 100. Yeah.
It's just all in. So as soon as the bell rings and it's a tap, that's it.
It's a
just
fight.
100.
It's not sparring anymore.
It's not sparring.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you probably give him a couple good shots, and he's like, okay. I'm good.
There's no one to talk about it. He's my friend.
It's funny. It's funny you say that. We were just saying before. So when I mentioned that I fought in a charity boxing match. It wasn't like Olympic sanctioned boxing match. It was just one time I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It was this thing called Fight to End Cancer.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Kingsway Boxing? It's in Etobicoke. So Virgil and Jen. So I fought in 2019, June. One fight, but it's funny. Like one of the best experiences ever. I'm a boxing fan for forever. But it's funny. Like I'm probably very similar. Like how you explain how like Ryan was kind of like when you get hit, you kind of see red and you get all like hyped up. That's how I would have been. Like me and Ricky used to train, and we would like it's so hard to stay calm, right? Even when we're like we are best friends. Yeah. And you get into it, you get all tense. Someone hits you, want to hit them back. Yeah. But like you don't realize like the key to it is staying calm, right? Someone touches you, you can't just jump and attack. You got to be calculated a little bit.
That's the hardest thing to teach somebody, and that's one of the best attributes that you can have as a fighter is your ability to stay calm.
Yeah.
So like for me, I'm calm as hell. You know what I'm saying?
Calm as
Like,
a cucumber.
I'm pretty
cool
much
as a cucumber.
I'm the calmest person you've ever met. Like even if you piss me off, I reply in a very calm way.
Yeah, you seem pretty chill.
It's just because I know I have a bad 100, so I don't go there ever. I stay 0 the entire time. We can be sparring. You can get me all hard shots and everything. I won't even react.
You're just like level-headed.
I wait for an opportunity.
So you're more like calculated. You just kind of like play it a little bit.
Yeah. So who's your favorite boxer? Let me hear this.
My favorite
of all time.
All time?
All time.
It's hard. My favorite all time, naturally, I would say Mayweather. But honestly, Canelo Alvarez is getting up there pretty close.
Yeah.
Canelo, something so crazy. Like I've been following. The first fight I ever saw was Mayweather De La Hoya. I was like in like high school, and that's when I started to love the sport.
Yeah.
And that's when like Mayweather started to turn that page when he became like this like massive deal.
Yeah.
But like right now, Canelo Alvarez, I mean, he lost to Mayweather, so he'll never be able to say he's the best. But like you watch that guy fight, every fight he's better and better and better. It's insane. He just killed Billy Joe Saunders the other day.
Yeah, and Billy Joe Saunders is no joke, eh?
One of the best defensive fighters.
Yeah, he's very good.
What about you? Who's your favorite?
All time?
All time.
Roy Jones Jr., man.
He's sick.
Roy Jones is my number one favorite.
Yeah.
After him, I'll say like I have a bunch of favorites.
So you're a big boxing fan?
Oh yeah, massive.
Okay.
There's not
this
a
is right up
fighter-
my alley. I told we could talk all day about boxing.
Oh
here.
man, there's not a fighter that I don't know. There's not a fighter I didn't watch like 5-10 times. You
Yeah.
know?
How if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 30.
Oh, same age. So we came up with okay, perfect. I was gonna say maybe you saw like guys because I got into it like around high school, around like grade 12-ish from you when I was about 18 maybe. That's when I really got into boxing.
Yeah.
Since then I've watched like every fight. I actually got to go see I was lucky, so I got to see Deontay Wilder fight twice.
Oh shit.
I was there twice in Vegas.
I hate that guy so much.
So-
The worst boxer I've ever seen.
Terrible, but he hits like a like
oh my god! If he touches you, you're sleeping.
Dead.
He told Ortiz, Luis Ortiz, you had to be perfect for 12 rounds. I just got to be perfect for 1 second.
yeah.
And
And he
that's
did.
what happened.
So that's the fight I saw. So
Oh, you saw that fight?
not
Oh
the first
my
one, the
God.
second one.
Oh,
So
wait, what? They fought
they had a rematch.
Ortiz and Wilder?
Ortiz and Wilder fought the second time.
Wasn't it once?
No, they fought once. But they had a rematch. Luis Wilder and Ortiz number 2 was November 2019.
Yeah.
I was in Vegas for a work conference, and I'm like, literally as I landed, I was there on like a Wednesday to like Friday, only a few days, and I see all these billboards, and I see like Wilder Ortiz 2 like on Saturday, and I was like, I asked the cab driver, I'm like, is that here? He's like, yeah, it's in Vegas, like at the MGM Grand Garden.
Yeah.
So the first, I would go straight to check into the hotel. I asked them, hey, where can I buy? There's tickets for this fight? They're like, yeah, you can look at this website. So I was like, yeah, for sure I'm staying. Changed my flight, stayed to the Saturday. Work finishes on the Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday, get ready for the fight. Never been to a boxing match. Like, it's been my dream to see a fight in Vegas.
Yeah.
That fight, so I'm not a big gambler, but obviously you're there, you're going to bet.
Yeah.
I bet on Deontay Wilder to lose because I like Luis Ortiz. He's a
oh my gosh.
very nice guy to root
So
for.
good.
Like, he's a good
Luis Ortiz, the big guy.
King Kong.
Oh,
King Kong, his nickname. When he wins, he bangs
Yeah,
on his chest.
okay.
He looks. So he's a Cuban guy.
Yeah.
His daughter, like
Very
he fights.
skilled.
He fights for his
Google it.
daughter, who's like
just make sure I'm thinking the right guy.
Yeah.
fights for his daughter, who has some kind of like. He's actually,
Sickness.
I think both
Guys, actually.
Wilder. But anyways, that fight, I was like,
What was the atmosphere like?
so let me. This is the craziest thing. So I bet against Wilder because I was like, you know what? I feel like Luis Ortiz could do it, and that whole fight, he was winning the
he
whole
was
fight.
winning the whole fight.
This is the craziest part of this whole story. So I'm in the arena. I went from the first undercard. I stayed the whole time. I was by myself. Got a seat by myself. Stayed the whole time. Right before the fight, right before they came on, there's a husband, like a man and woman sitting next to me. They start talking, had a southern accent. They're like asking where I'm from. Toronto. They're from Alabama. I was like, oh, Deontay's from Alabama. They're like, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We're from the same area. I was like, oh, crazy. Then there's this row in front of me. 7 ladies come and sit down right before the Wilder fight. They turn around. I guess they heard the southern accent. They turn around and talk to the lady and the men. And they said, where are you guys from? Alabama. They're like, no way, we are too. Same town. Start talking. I'm listening. And they say something about, oh, you're watching your boy fight. And I was like, I thought you meant like your boy like from the town. It was Deontay Wilder's mom.
Oh, shit.
It was right in front of me. And obviously, like, I bet against Deontay Wilder, so I wanted him to lose. At one point, she sees me like kind of seeing the conversation. She looks at me, she's like, who you cheering for? And I was like, I just hope it's a good fight. I don't want to say anything, but I bet against him. Anyways, he flattened him and knocked him out. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Well, you see, I give credit mostly to his team, because if you remember in that fight, he was weak. He was very wobbled, and when he went back to the corner, like he was just like, if he stayed there for only 1 minute, he would have lost. But then they cut the gloves off. They cut the tape on the gloves, so he had more time to like sit down and recover.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, so he cut the coach or his I don't know which one of them.
Man, whatever.
They cut the tape on the gloves, and
you
then they
allowed
showed
to do
it.
that?
No,
Oh, okay.
they snipped it quickly, and then the referee came and saw that the tape was loose. So they're like,
Shut
"Oh,
up.
no, take more time. Wrap your gloves." So then they wrap the gloves over, give him more time.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they cheated in a fight. There's a lot of OG moves that they, some OG old school
In
moves.
boxing, yeah, like boxing is
It's more this.
Yeah.
Listen, there's never been a big fight, whether it be boxing or UFC, because I don't like UFC.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about it.
It's just like watching street fighting. There's no skill to. In my opinion, I have a very strong opinion against UFC. It's like boxing is way more technical, way smarter. UFC, you can beat a guy by choking him out. Every person you see on the street can choke somebody out. Like,
and when he's on the ground, you can pound him in the
you
face.
can pound
all
him.
this stuff.
That's so inhumane, But in terms of boxing, I'm all boxing. But a lot of people don't know it's mostly head games. Because when Conor McGregor lost against Nate Diaz, I told him, look, Conor is going to lose. And I know that before the bell even rings. Floyd Mayweather wins his fights 50% out of the ring.
Oh, for sure.
He says everything to get under your skin. He
100%.
stole that blueprint from Muhammad Ali. Same thing. Before the bell rings, they say everything, do everything to piss you off and make you so emotional that when you get in the ring, you can't control yourself.
You like back to the point you said earlier about staying calm. You lose your game plan.
You lose your game plan.
Like again, even if you watch any fight like Mayweather, as much as people hate him, people wanted to see him lose.
Yeah.
He won the fight before he got in the ring every time. Yeah. And he always says, like, his strategy, he's the best defensive fighter of one of the best, if not the best of all time. And his thing was, he says, I'll take you 12 rounds, I'll drag you to the deep end, I'll drown you. And that's all he did. He barely knocked anybody out. Like, his last knockout was like Ricky Hatton or something.
Somebody said it best. They said, Floyd Mayweather's fights are the most entertaining before the bell rings.
Yeah. That's true.
Like everything before the bell, most entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, there was that one guy that had a chance of beating Floyd, and then Floyd gave him that, not the cheap shot, but like has the guy tapped
Victor Ortiz.
Yeah.
Also,
that was the fight that he was losing.
Yeah.
So actually, that was one of the few boxing matches I've ever watched in my entire life.
Yeah, Floyd, I don't like that cheap shot.
It's
though.
a bit cheap. I mean,
the
Ortiz should have had his hands up, but like,
not really, man.
no, because you're turning you move back and right away he taps him with the check hook,
and he put his hand over his hand.
So stupid.
But I mean, it's boxing.
Because he was going to lose that fight.
Of course, like Victor Ortiz was going. That's the only way you beat Floyd. A defensive boxer, the weakness is just keep going, go.
Start to finish.
You don't stop. Maidana did it,
Maidana almost. So I think Maidana's one of the ones that they fought twice. Yeah. Maidana's the only one that I think, or one of the few that hurt him, like in a fight.
Yeah, it hurt him.
Because I think Sugar Shane Mosley hurt him once. Maidana, I remember. I have the Zone. I watch fights every now and then. I'll put it back on while I'm like working or something.
Yeah.
And I watched the Maidana one again recently. Man, I hate Maidana, but he's like,
is it Maidana?
Maidana. Marcos
Maidana.
Oh, okay.
Alcino Maidana.
Yeah.
He's nuts. He's Argentinian guy. He's absolutely
he was a
insane.
gang member too.
He's crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He would so they would clinch, like when you're like tired or whatever, you clinch. Maidana, like he was in the clinch, he had his chin here. He literally jumped and like headbutted him. Like he was just dirtiest fighter. But he almost
the most dirty fight is Floyd Mayweather. Floyd and what's that guy's name? Oh my gosh. They call him the Alien.
The Alien.
The Alien is his nickname.
On my phone.
What is his name?
I can't look it up.
Those two guys are the most dirtiest. Like, Floyd Mayweather would hold you and like put his hand over your mouth to make you like tired to get you can't breathe.
Really?
Yeah.
When he would have you like in a clinch?
Yeah. Now you would put his forearm.
Bernard Hopkins Jr.?
Bernard Hopkins. Oh
Bernard
my God.
Hopkins was crazy.
Oh my God! You talk about dirty fighters. That
really?
Guy, they do the same small little tactics.
It's the one. Yeah. It's like it's a lot of like mental games, but it's also how you can get the cheapest shots and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's so interesting, man. Dude, I'm glad. Like I've honestly not met.
Executor and the Alien was his nickname.
Bernard Hopkins was still. Is he the one or is it Roy? Who fought Tyson recently? Roy Jones.
But
he's out of shape.
Yeah, how are we not talking about Tyson?
Mike Tyson to me he's not even.
I don't think he's one of the best. He had a lot of hype.
No. He hasn't fought anybody big. Well, the few people he fought big, they beat him. Evander Holyfield wasn't even a heavyweight, and he beat him with this. Because again, Mike Tyson is emotional. Evander Holyfield hit him with a 1-2, then held him.
Yeah.
Every time hit him with a 1-2, held him. Because that makes you mad. You're like, let me go, let me hit you back. Yeah. But and what's this guy? He's from Canada. Oh, he's from Jamaica.
Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, him.
I met him.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh my God, his hands are like two of
Can't remember where, but I met him.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, his hands are like two of mine, and I have big hands.
Do you know
his hands are two? You have?
I have big hands, man. And his hands are like two of mine.
Shut up. Imagine that guy hits you, you're fucking.
Do you ever like just Google when you Google highlights like Mike Tyson knockout highlights?
Yeah,
that's crazy though.
He has the most aggressive
Like it's just you
knockouts.
watch him like, how's that guy alive?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
this guy
no,
just
he-
crushed his face.
Yeah, he's aggressive.
And that's the thing, right? Like I think I'm like too young. I don't remember a lot of Tyson. Like I went back and watched the fights.
Yeah.
The big thing with Tyson is because he was such a crazy knockout puncher. The story behind him, he had Don King, he had the hype, but like he got knocked out a couple times.
Yeah, and he hasn't fought. He hasn't beat anybody.
And he was,
that
he didn't beat anyone significant. He was just on the come up, but he had the drama. He had that like story of and he was
the
like
Tigers.
He's built like
He's like
a
19
ox.
years old, like the size of
Youngest-
like bigger than you.
Yeah, yeah.
Bigger, probably
Yeah,
similar
yeah.
height to you, probably.
Yeah,
Is
I'm
he-
taller than him by a
Tall-
little
I
bit.
think
Yeah.
he's 6 feet, like 230 pounds or something.
Yeah,
He's
he's
just
massive.
built
it was a fridge.
Yeah, but again, his mindset and his mentality is what made him get that stardom that he had. You know, like his interviews, they were always so
I'll
much.
eat you.
Yeah, you know,
I eat your children or whatever, something.
yeah, I'll eat your
I
children.
know, but the kind of the lisp too. It's like
Yeah, he
I'm
said,
so scared of you, but I kind of want to laugh. Like
what did he tell Lennox Lewis or somebody? He said, do you think boxing is a game? Like, I want your kids to look at you like the way they look at me when I get them after a fight. They're scared of me because I'm ugly. That's what I want to do to your face.
Dude, he's crazy.
but the best is now he's such a different person.
Oh man, he's amazing.
Now
He's changed so much.
He's found marijuana. He's found life. He's just chilling. Like weed is legal. He's just
He does
having-
well. He's made a lot of money again
Well,
now.
man,
Like,
he went to Antigua where I'm from and he opened a dispensary there. Well, I don't know, weed farm or something.
no shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he has his own line now. I think
Yeah,
of weed.
yeah.
Like I think he actually grows it.
the
Like
farm or something it's called.
yeah, because he started the hot boxing podcast, and I
Yeah.
think he got into it that way.
Yeah.
No shit, that's really
Yeah,
cool.
but his interviews again just like no filter.
Crazy.
You know, he went on there and he was talking to the Prime Minister of Antigua on the radio. And he's like, "Can I cuss on this?
Yeah, of course.
I don't even really
No,
cuss.
yeah,
but
yeah, you're
I'm
good.
just saying what he said. He's like,
such a nice guy.
he's like, oh man, I've been through a lot of shit that a lot of the people here go through in this country. You know, third world country. People here fucking for money. I was fucking for money, sucking dick for money. And everybody's like,
on the radio.
on the radio, the Prime Minister's like, he's like, man, you asked for Mike Tyson. I'm not a pretty fucking guy, man. This is what you asked for.
No, do you remember the interview he did in Toronto?
Oh man, he told the guy.
on Global or CP24. So he's talking with the guy, and the guy asked him a question. It's like, hey, like, do you think you're gonna like make it back after everything that happened?
After your rape charges
Yeah,
or something.
after rape charges. And he's like, why would you say that?
Yeah.
Why would you say that? He's
You're
like,
a
Mike,
you're
I'm
a piece
asking
of
you a
shit.
question. He's like, yo, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, you
The
act
guy's
like a
Mike,
nice
come
guy,
on,
but you're a
let's
piece of
cut it.
shit.
He's like, nah, fuck you, man. On live TV.
Remember what he said to Brad Pitt too? He's like, Brad Pitt came out the car. He's like, I just saw this pretty little man come out this car. I didn't know if I wanted to fuck him or what. This pretty guy, he's so pretty.
The stuff he says is honestly insane.
Yeah.
He was on the
Oh shit, you're wearing a Tyson shirt right
Yeah,
now
bro.
too.
I ordered right before his fight with Roy Jones. It was
Yeah.
on sale like $20 something from his website. He was crazy. Have you is there any fighters from Antigua? Like any
We do have some fight. We have a fighter who he fought against Roger Mayweather.
that's Mayweather's uncle.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest fighter that we had. Everybody else was just like very few fighters. We don't. Antigua is a really small country, right?
Yeah,
It's like a third world country, of course, and I used to run.
I don't mean to sound insensitive. Where is Antigua?
It's,
Yeah, I know it's in the Caribbean.
Yeah,
but
it's
where?
it's like in the middle itself of the Caribbean. It's,
Okay.
we brand ourselves as we're in the heart of the Caribbean.
Okay.
So it's Antigua and Barbuda. It's both islands is one country.
Okay, there we go.
There's Barbados, which a lot of people confuse the sister island for,
Okay.
and that's like pretty close as well.
Okay, fair.
So
Would it be like is Saint Martin close by or
Saint Martin, you can actually go there by boat. It's really close.
So that's why I think I know, and that's why I kind of can picture because we were actually with some of our friends went to Saint Martin. When did we
There
go?
we go. Oh,
2013, and you can go by you can just take a boat over.
Yeah, you can
basically.
actually see Antigua from
Yeah,
Saint
yeah.
Martin. It's pretty close.
Yeah. Very cool. There's not. Yeah, I don't know. Is there many? I don't know if there's many fighters that come from the
Caribbean
countries.
itself. No,
I don't think
it's
so.
not much, man. It's like
It's so small.
American,
it's really small.
like Mexican, like a lot
What's
of.
the population, if you don't mind me asking?
It's
Obviously, you wouldn't mind, but
I can't remember right now. Shit, it's 108 square miles, 80,000.
80,000.
80,000.
Pretty
small.
small.
Like
City
city place.
Yeah,
pretty
pretty much.
much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
80,000 people, give or take.
I know everybody in Antigua.
Literally everybody.
Everybody. I'm almost related to everybody too.
Come
But
on.
that's this guy in Greece. He's related to every
I'm not
Greek-
related to everybody
every
in
Greek
Greece.
person you meet in Toronto
No.
is his
What about
fucking
Mati?
cousin. Yeah, it's his cousin. They're all
Yeah,
George.
yeah. You actually look like Matty a little bit.
Matty Tumiris.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not related to him, but we know Matty. Actually,
Yeah.
so we know Matty like way back. We used to work when we were in university. Ricky had a promotion company. I used to DJ. We used to be. We used to like work a bunch of Matty clubs.
Yeah, he's a nice guy too.
Yeah.
Very, very nice
They're
guy.
cousins, I told you.
No, we're not cousins. Just fellow Greeks.
Well, they're all from the same city in Greece, Sparta.
Well, no, I don't know. I don't know, but like when I being Greek, like when I bump into somebody and I hear like if they sound something, like I can tell with a Greek accent.
Yeah.
I could bump into somebody in like New York or Toronto, anywhere. I'll know they're Greek.
Yeah.
And somehow or another, I'd be like, you know, this guy, and like everyone knows each
Boom,
other.
related.
Greece is a pretty big country. It's like 11 million people.
Yeah.
But
Well,
somehow,
when did you come here?
5 years ago.
5 years ago. And why did you decide to come to Canada?
Can I be honest?
I'll be as honest as you want.
Oh, I'm a pretty honest guy if you let me.
What if we don't let you? What's if we say no, you can't be honest? What's the answer? I just
I
came
don't
here
know.
for shits and giggles.
That depends to you. You know what I'm saying? I'll be as open as you want me to.
Nah,
Yeah.
man, be an
No,
open
give
book
it to us,
is
give it to us.
awesome. Man.
So I moved here because, so I'm like I said, from Antigua, small country. I needed to, get up and change my life. There's not a lot of opportunities there. Obviously, being 108 square miles, what that's same thing we're talking about in terms of talent. There's a lot of talent there. Because even myself, I went through many different lanes of like skills and talents and so forth. But then you get to so high, you can only get so high. Yeah, you can only get so high, and that for me, that frustrates me a lot.
You're good.
It really frustrates me. I can't just be in a bubble. So I sat down one day and I was like, okay, what are my opportunities? What can I do? I looked at England. I've been in too many racist situations with people from England. Very racist country.
I didn't know that, actually.
Oh my God, you want to see racism?
I did not know that
Bro.
until last year.
What? Listen, I used to
didn't know
work
England
at
was
a
that racist, yeah.
I used to work at a 5-diamond resort, right? 5-diamond is above 5-star. Okay, met a lot of celebrities, a lot. I can't even tell you how many I've helped there. I'm close friends with Piers Morgan. Met him from there.
Oh shit.
You build a relationship with these people
For sure.
And I met Paul McCartney, a bunch of celebrities. Anyways,
Wow.
the worst experiences I've ever had was working there. I've had people like go to people and be like, hey, let me grab your towel from you, and just to, be nice because I'm an extra nice person. They'd be like, oh, hold up, and then wipe their ass and try to throw it at me.
Shut up.
I'm telling you, I've been in so many racist situations, and you'd think I'd be like a pro-black person, and I'm not. I don't like, pro-black situations. I stay away from that type of
course,
mindset,
But I'm just thinking, I'm like, they wipe their bum, throw the towel at you, and you're just chilling. I'm cool.
I just move away.
I'm cool.
I've had
calm.
people like take diapers with shit in it and try to throw it at me.
On the resort.
On the resort.
That's fucked up.
I ran in the rain with an umbrella to help a woman. Like, oh, so you don't get wet. She closes it and throw it on the floor when I get her to where she's going.
Come on.
Yeah, but again, though, racism is only few people are like that, because I've had the same situation where there was this guy, one of my friends, I think it was so long ago, I think his name is Jeff, and he was hanging around with a bunch of rich millionaires, his friends, talking and so forth on the dock. Anyways, we're going to help the guys and bringing their luggage in, and like he comes over, he's like, oh, how you doing? Like, talking to us and whatever. And then he's like, man, and he helps us. Mind you, he's talking to his friends and he's helping us take the luggage from his friends on, right? And when he's done laughing with us, he goes back to the conversation with his friends. They kind of turn their back on him. Oh my God, he cussed them out.
Come on.
They're like, you can't be friendly to these guys. These guys are peasants. Why are you talking to them and being nice with them? They almost try to close him out. And he gave them hell. So, like, England was out the picture from that. America, come on. Like, as much as I'm a nice guy, I bow down to no man. It goes both ways, where I give respect to every person. Every person I meet, no matter how rich you are, how poor you are, I give respect to every person. I give love and respect. So I expect that back in return, right? Now, with that being said, that's one side of it. On the other side of it, if you're rude to me, right? Or you ask me to be anything less than a human being, it's not going to go the same way, because I treat everybody as we breathe the same air, we bleed the same color. If I go in a situation where a police is going to tell me, put your hands up or I'll shoot you, you're going to have to kill me. I'm going to tell you to just kill me, because I'm never going to bow down to another man, just as much as I will never expect another man to bow down to me. You know, both sides of the coin work the same way for me. So I said, no way am I going to America, because I know I will die. I will die in America.
Oh, yeah, I don't
especially if you're seeing what's going on these days, too, for sure.
You know, like I would never bow down. So I chose to Canada. Man, tell me why I come
Canadians.
to Canada. But wait, I'm going to tell you this. I came to Canada.
Didn't have a winter coat.
Man, and I'm at the airport, and the guy, they pulls me out the line. He's like, you come here. You know, I was by myself. As I moved here by myself. You come here. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I get
special treatment.
I'm like, what?
Canadians are nice.
Man's like, who are you? We have issues with your type. That's what the guy tells me. And I'm like, what do you mean issues with my type? What is that supposed to mean? Anyways, of course, again, I'm an open book. He looks into my profile, and he actually sees that I have a criminal record from when I was younger. So it's like, if I didn't have a criminal record, then I could be like, you fucking racist piece of shit. And he can feel like shit. But because I had a criminal record, he can be like, it's justified.
In his mind. Or
in his mind.
Yeah.
Man, they stripped me naked, put me in shackles in the airport here. They searched all my stuff, destroyed all my things that I brought, trying to look for things. They couldn't find anything on me. And man, it's one of the first times in my life I actually like sat down in tears, so angry, and I wanted to do everything bad and I couldn't. And one of the guys, the officers, who I thought he would have been the most racist one because he was mean looking, you know what I'm saying? He came over to me, he's like, yo, I don't know what strength you have inside of you that's keeping you so calm, but whatever you're doing, keep doing it. I'm there sitting on just in tears, just like this, just tears, naked on the right there. And then after 3 hours of trying to find something, they couldn't find anything. They said they wanted to do a cavity search. I said, send me back home. send me back home. I'm not coming for this shit. And then they allowed me here. And
that's your first day in Canada.
First day in Canada.
First day. First couple hours.
Yeah. First time in Canada.
What the fuck?
But I had an amazing time.
Okay,
the best time of my life.
That's it. So it could only go up from there.
Yeah, I mean,
it can't go much worse.
But it's so, I don't know, man.
And it's everywhere, man.
The tough part is for me, it's like just because you did something wrong when you were a kid, that doesn't mean that people can pull you over and that it's justified.
No. Listen,
that's the thing. Like, there's times where, you know, in a lot of situations in the States, where like, oh, we know he had a warrant out for his arrest. Okay, fair enough. Maybe he had a warrant out for his arrest. He deserves to be arrested, not shot and killed, right? Like, you know, rapists, pedophiles, serial killers. Yo, fucking
do whatever.
Unload on them. I got no problem with that.
That's what we say back home.
Someone's got a fucking outdated parking ticket, and there's a warrant out for their arrest because they couldn't pay it because they don't have a job. Like,
it's
they
real,
don't deserve
man.
to die, right?
I remember I was working at TD Bank. You know, I worked at TD Bank for a while, and there was a time where I'm helping people in the line, and a lady comes up to the front, and she's like, "No, I don't want him to help me. You go next." That's what they're doing. Like, oh no, not me next. Somebody else go. You know what that makes you feel as a human being?
Honestly,
one lady like looked at me so bad, like she wanted to spit at me, and the manager had to come and say, "Yo, get out of here." I've had times where I had a senior role there at one point, and a woman was being so rude to this teller, and they were like, "Call your manager." So the girl comes and calls me, and as soon as I'm walking out, she's like, "Oh my God, they actually hire niggers?" This is what the lady said to me. I'm like, "What the?" We close her accounts, everything.
She said that, like,
yeah.
Man, honestly,
let's rewind a bit though. So how did we go from the naked strip search to senior manager at TD Bank? I think we skipped a big gap there.
Oh, in my life, oh man.
Well, how did we get there,
bro? If you know I've done so many things in my life. You'd think I was 60 years old.
I love that.
You know, like I was a professional track and field athlete for years. Traveled the world running track and field, represent my country. Very
what
good.
What was your event?
800, 1500, 5000, and depending on where we are, I would definitely go for like a road races like 5Ks. I did a half marathon, an international one. I came second.
Come on.
You don't
broke
really
my
have
heart.
the long distance body type.
Because then that's the thing. So
Yeah, you look like a sprinter. You don't look like
like
a
Metcalf over here.
No, man, I was really skinny at that point.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. I was.
Tiny as hell. But then I got in an accident. I was traveling to Miami, just about to represent my country. Boom, I did it. We did amazing. Coming back home, we're going up. This is the weirdest accident you've heard in your life. I'm telling you first, right? Disclosure. Going up the escalator. We all proud, happy, the whole track team. This little girl, she wanted to carry her bags lifted up, the escalator. And we're like, no, just relax. These escalators, we don't have them back home. So, we're like, oh, shit, what is this? She drops her bags on top of a lady, which, I love that woman to death. She helped raise me when I was a kid. And the lady drops on top of me. So I'm holding on the railing, like, all this weight's on top of me. And my mom is like, oh, Lord, my child. Pulls my hands trying to save me. But that's the only thing I'm holding on to. Bro, we fell to the bottom of the escalator. My skin gets caught at the bottom. Remember back then, they were like, tie your shoelace before you go on the escalator because your shoes can get caught. My skin got caught in my knee. It ripped all the skin off my knee, right? So we're screaming at the airport. Hey, come on, turn it off. The guy accidentally put it on reverse, so it started ripping back the other way. Jeez. Long and short, I couldn't run it professionally anymore for like a year. I couldn't walk for 2-3 months. Started back running again, and you go from being the best in the country, winning every single race, going regional, every Caribbean island in America, you're winning, to now you're barely making 5th and 6th place in Antigua where I'm living. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That broke me so much, I gave up. That's when I started boxing and everything else after that.
That's how
Dude,
you got
this is
jacked.
great. Like, what
Yeah.
That's how you got jacked.
Yeah.
This is some crazy stories, man.
Man, I've been through hell in my life, man. I've been through a lot.
Dude, honestly, I would not have guessed. I mean, you walked in, you were so friendly. I mean, like, sorry, everyone listening, the first time we've all met, but man, like you seem like a very calm, chill guy. Like, that's.
It's because I've experienced enough to I just experienced so many things in life.
Even to go back like to the beginning. I mean, we talked about like, we don't want to dive too much into like sensitive subjects or whatever, but like it's hard.
There's no sensitive stuff.
But you know what I mean? Like it to me, the thing that even going back before, because we kind of jumped. And when I want to hear more about obviously your track career I'm a runner, I'm a slow runner, but I'm a runner.
Yeah.
It's really interesting, that perception, right? Like, as someone who's traveled too, I don't have nothing, like there's good people, bad people everywhere. But so interesting that like that's what deterred you from like the UK, and then obviously what's going on in the US, like, obviously makes sense. And like, but even coming to Canada and hearing that you had instances like that, like
so many
in the world we live in today. I mean, you made a point earlier that you said it really well. Like, we all bleed the same color.
Yeah, we do.
It's so fascinating how like we literally, like, if you really think about it, like, regardless of what country you're from, what city, anything you're from, like, we all identify, like, I'm Canadian, from Antigua, like, or Greek, whatever it is, American, and everyone's so patriotic from the country they're from. But if you really, really, really think about it, like, this is probably a little too grand scale, but if you really go back, we're all from the same place. We're all from Earth, like from one planet, right?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So because one day back in the whatever year it was, the couple hundred years ago or 1,000 years ago, they drew lines on the globe and said, this place is now Canada, this place is the UK. So now, okay, so I'm part of the UK, you're part of Canada, I don't like you as much.
Yeah.
It's all fiction. It's all fucking made up lines.
Yeah.
And people get very passionate about where they're from. They look at you differently from a different place, different color of your skin, all these things.
Well,
you see what's happening
differently too, right?
But if you really think about it too, a lot of these countries, if you're not to get technical, but if you're not from, never mind even Europe, like the settlers from Europe came over here, but you go further back, everything kind of originated in like Africa and that region. But like, let's even say Europe, right? America and Canada were populated by people that came from Europe, as immigrated to here. So everyone who's an American is an immigrant. Unless you were
a native,
you're an immigrant. But now immigrants today, it's like, every country, it's very like, look at immigrants differently. But like, one way or another, you are the son or daughter or granddaughter of somebody who moved here for a better life.
Facts.
And now people want to come out for a better life, and it's like no, it's our land now. It's not your land. You guys came here, took it from somebody else too.
Yeah.
And that applies for the most part where we're from. It's just so fascinating. Like, talking to like Ricky about this, not to get too general, but we were talking earlier, like if you really think about like the world we live in, like in general, from the whole, we live in the best time. Technology, like healthcare, there's no wars where we live.
Yeah.
And somehow people still want to be mean, be like cynical, and act like the world's ending, and be shit to other people. And miserable.
Tell them to go to Antigua and live in the, where I grew up. They will never make it out.
It's crazy.
It takes a lot. Who was I talking to yesterday? I think it was Ronnie or somebody.
We had Ronnie on the podcast too.
Yeah.
Good guy.
I told him.
He's on the wall right here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't wait for the call
right
back.
there, Ronnie Ray.
Oh, yeah. See it. Yeah. It's like, it takes a very strong mind to change. It's like, if you really think about it, and that goes over a lot of people's head, it's like, if you get into a rhythm of being this one particular way all the time, you know how hard it is to break that and be somebody new. For me, again, like I used to be the most wild, crazy person, and then I'm like, why? What am I getting out of this? Like you say, you're well traveled. I think, people who are traveled and meet a lot of people are the smartest people, in terms of wisdom, because, there's book smart, there's wisdom, there's street smarts, there's, a bunch of different, aspects to it. So that's why another thing that brought me to move out of Antigua. Because, again, I brought this analogy as well. Do you like animals? Do you like fish? You like fish, right?
Like eating or like pets?
Fish
in general, I like fish.
Right?
Yeah.
So I do a lot of diving, right? I do spearfishing. That's my hobby.
Jealous. I'm not good.
Oh, man. Spearfishing is my biggest hobby ever, right? And I started collecting fish at one point in my life, which is weird. Now, imagine this. You take a fish and you put it in an aquarium or a shark, because I was collecting sharks at one point too.
Jesus.
You take a shark, you put it in an aquarium that's this big. That shark only grows this much.
Yep.
Right? You take that shark out the aquarium and put it in the ocean, and you see how big it actually gets. Right? So the same thing with our minds. Right? I'm living in Antigua, 108 square miles. How big can my brain really go?
How much can you really
That's a really good analogy. I've never thought about that.
And I'm exposed to all these different things in life, and I'm like, wow, my brain expands more. My knowledge, my wisdom, it expands more.
Yeah, I never thought about that analogy, like in that sense.
The shark one.
And just in general, of like it makes sense. I mean, I've thought about like being well traveled, to your point, but I never thought about an analogy of like putting something in a confined space. Like really interesting to look at that way. It
goes to the idea of, would you rather be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond?
Yeah.
And I've always said I'd rather be a small fish in a big pond, because then there's always opportunity to grow.
Of course.
And if you're not the day I stop growing, the day I stop learning, that's the day I want to die.
That's the day you die, man.
Because there's nothing worse than staying in the same spot and just not moving forward.
Of course.
Yeah. I'd rather move backwards than stay still, because at least I'll know I'm making a mistake.
Yeah.
At least I know I'm doing something. And again, I've said this because a lot of the COVID talk is. Albert Einstein said the quote is insanity is doing the same thing over and expecting different results. Something along those lines.
You're right. You finally got one right. You got it.
And
he brings up quotes sometimes and he messes them up somehow. He nailed that one, actually. Good job,
and
pal.
the idea with it's like, with COVID, we keep doing the same fucking shit over and over again. Yeah. It's not working. Change, pivot, do something else. I'd rather us do something different, make a mistake, say, hey, I fucked up, but we tried something new. Let's go on to plan C, D, E, fuck it, get to Z. I don't care. Just do something different. Don't just keep it, hey, we're going to do A again. Well, A didn't work, a.k.a. the lockdowns. A didn't work. It's not working. Let's go. Let's go to B. What is B? Shut down the boards. Okay, fuck, try it. I'm good with A. Let's go to C. Let's, lock up all the 60-plus-year-olds. Put them they can't leave their house. They're on lockdown. Open up everybody. Try something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're never going to make everybody happy, but at least do something different. If it's not working, then revamp it, go back to the drawing board. Yeah. That's why we got a big whiteboard in this office. Yeah. We just whiteboard
Honestly,
shit.
It is.
Sometimes we whiteboard stuff that does not work and we have to erase the whole thing, but at least we're trying. We're trying to do something different, trying to, think outside the box. So
I'm actually on the fence about, because one of my best and worst things about me is my ability to take myself out of my own shoes and see different perspectives, good and bad. One of my best things about me and my worst things. So just what you're talking about. I own a gym in Toronto. What's
it called? Give it a shout out.
Elevate.
Where is it?
Health Fitness. 1346 St. Clair Avenue West. On St. Clair and Lansdowne.
Okay.
Right? And there's no business locked down more than gyms. None. Like the length of the period that we've been closed for is no other business. But So obviously I should feel just heavy-hearted about this whole lockdown situation. But again, my flaw of where it becomes a flaw where I can see different perspectives is, what do you do? This is the first time in our lives that we're witnessing something like this, a pandemic. There are going to be millions of people who are against whatever decision you make, whether it's, closed down or open.
Yeah, the borders,
and then, so it's like I somewhat sympathize with them as world leaders, because there's no right decision for everybody to be happy. And the next thing too, I have to be fair and realistic. I'm one of those people who I'm gonna not disrespect, but like lash right now. Whereas the opinions or the strategies that they try to come up with, like close down and do this, it's not working 100%. I agree with that, but do I give it a chance to see if it works? Because I'm still on the streets every single day. Everybody's still trying to be on the streets. So we don't know if the opinions that they give or the strategies that they're trying to think, if this makes sense or not. We never really give it 100% effort to trying to see if it works. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think we did at the beginning though. Like I remember you go last April, May, June.
Yeah.
Everybody was actually staying in their house. Like the streets weren't like they were. You look at the park on a day.
I don't know.
Today.
Last summer was pretty crazy.
That was last
summer. It was still pretty
was
crazy.
June, July, August, but like March, April, May, it was pretty quiet.
But those numbers were like 300s, 400.
Yeah.
We got scared when we saw 500.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right now we're like
4,000.
We're like, we're not, so it's like you have to sympathize with them a little bit, but still, obviously, we have to be our own selves and be human. Like, I'm frustrated.
It's just touch on that. The crazy thing to me is like, the crazy thing is that like they're stopping things, like they're shutting things down that are letting people go and be healthy, right? Like to me, a gym blows my mind, but not even like a gym. Like you want to talk something crazy, like has anyone ever walked into like a barbershops now? Let's say in Toronto, as an example, like we're not talking like the old Italian guys barbershop. They just dust off the stuff. Like you go to barbershops, they're pretty nice. Like I have a buddy, shout out to Brian. He's got a nice shop on Dundas. But like most barbershops, not such a competitive industry, they're pretty clean, well kept. They use disinfectants. Like are the cases coming from barbershops? Are they coming from gyms?
No.
Are they coming from the crazy thing is like we're discouraging things to keep people healthy.
Yeah.
Like why?
Many ways.
Tell me, like, is there? I'm really curious. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Like, how many people who are like of a certain body mass, a certain height and weight, who eat well, how many of them are getting sick? I'm actually genuinely curious. And if somebody's listening has a statistic, please let me know.
COVID,
You did?
I did have it.
I take back everything I said.
I got it really bad too.
Oh fuck!
I was one of those few that got it really bad.
Come on.
And not a lot of people had it really bad.
Really?
Oh man, that shit effed me up, bro.
Really?
And I'm a health in terms of like working.
Wow.
out.
Now, see, I can know when I'm wrong. I guess.
Don't drink. So.
Oh my god, I don't drink or smoke nothing.
Come on.
That hit me so hard, fam. I slept for 3 days. I didn't wake up one time.
Shut up.
But it's so messed up about COVID, and it's like there's a lot of things about COVID that we don't know. Like again, I'm an open book. That shit gave me erectile dysfunction, dog.
Come on.
My dick didn't work for 3 weeks, bro.
I don't mean to laugh.
No, that's not funny, but like, this is really an open book. I love it.
I found out that shit. Like at first I thought it was a problem with me. I'm like, what the hell? Like,
you're fit, you're young.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why isn't my
what's
soldier?
Going on? Yo,
you know what
Johnny,
I'm saying?
what's up, buddy? What's going on?
I went to the pharmacy. I went to the doctor. I started like I went to GNC to get some test boosters and stuff like that. I tried everything. I'm like, what the hell? What's wrong with me? And then one of my friends told me, actually Ryan told me, I was talking to Ryan about, I'm like, man, like, I don't know how to tell you this, but my dick isn't working, but it just feels weird telling another dude that, but like, I brought out the options, I have my girl home, she's thinking it's her, you know women, it's like,
she's
100%.
Hot? It's like, babe, I don't know what to tell you, it just doesn't work.
You know what I'm saying? You imagine having a girl there, and then, she's like, oh my God, I know I was putting on weight, you didn't tell me, but my dick, don't get hard for me anymore. I was like, oh my God, this is ruining everything. Like, what am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I said, yo, man, look, I'm stressed out, bro. Like, what the hell? And he's like, wait, it happened to you too? And I'm like, oh, so you too? He's like, yeah, I thought it was me. And then we Googled and we found out that's an underlying issue that,
Come on.
it gives you erectile dysfunction, fam.
Dude, this
That's
is
all,
like
I love that.
I mean,
No, I mean, I don't love that, but it's like
so funny.
It's a great story.
I honestly like. I just put my foot in my mouth saying that, like, you know, people being healthy, but like, fuck, that's crazy.
I think you're an exception.
No, there's always exceptions
for sure.
And I was also going through a whole lot of stress. Stress is like the ultimate killer, bro. Like,
for sure.
You know, if it wasn't for me being as stressed out as I was at that period in time, I don't think I would have had it. Because my girl, she slept with me every single night in the bed. She didn't even get it.
Really?
You know, the doctor told her stay away from him because obviously COVID. You know, if you was living with somebody who has COVID, you know, and you don't have it, stay away. She couldn't stand to see me in the much pain as I was going through, you know, so she still stayed in bed with me all night, and she didn't even get sick, bro. She did like 3-4 tests, and didn't get COVID.
That's interesting.
You know, and I was dying, fam, like dying. She's, you know, she didn't get it. So it's like, I just feel like, it's like when you think about cancer and stuff, and there's a lot of people that go through cancer and whatever, and they, as soon as they find out, boom, all the sickness is coming with it because he's stressed out, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel more so stress is what like weakens your
100%.
Weakens your immune system.
Stress is one of the worst things for you.
Yeah.
My God.
This is why I don't work too hard. I stay nice and stress free, man. I take it nice and easy.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's one thing that I've actually like tried to make a conscious effort. I'll admit, I don't eat poorly. I'm like in the middle. I eat I'll eat healthy, but I eat a lot of candy.
I eat worse than you, bro. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, okay. I feel a little bit better, but like I work out a little bit. But
he looks a lot better than you, George.
100% he does, bro. He's fucking kidding me. But the one thing that I actually like made like, from the last few years, one thing I made a conscious effort is like I still get stressed, but I try not to like stress too much in the sense of like pull my hair or like get freaked out, like, you know, overthink too much. And I have a tendency, really getting to test this. I overthink fucking everything.
Yeah, life happens.
But you think you gotta stay calm, man. Like it's easy to say in certain positions, like, you know, people go through bad things, you know, it's case by case in different circumstances. Yeah. But for me, I typically look at things like, you know what, what's like life goes on. Like I'm alive, like I've lived a fortunate life. Something happens today, okay. Why am I gonna stress? I can't change it. It's happened. Just fucking move forward and figure it out.
Again,
go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, George, you hit it there. The main thing is never stress about the things you can't control.
Exactly.
Do the absolute best to prepare for each situation that you're in, or do the best you absolutely can. And if it doesn't work out, don't stress over it because there's nothing you can do.
Exactly.
Stressing over it more will not change a single thing.
Solution.
Do what
not
you
problem.
can. Yeah, do what you can. Prepare the best you can. Like there's times I remember stressing over things that I have no control over.
Yeah.
I did the absolute best I can. If I fail, it is what it is. Like I tried. I'll go back to the drawing board. We'll come back. Plan number B, plan C, or plan number God. Plan B, plan Z. Right? That's what it is. Because if you start stressing over those little things, one, you're gonna lose your hair. That's definitely a fact. You're gonna lose sleep. You lose sleep, you're gonna start to get wrinkles. You're gonna start to your mental health is just basically gone at that point.
Then you start getting sick and everything.
Then you start getting. Then your body will actually get sick, and it's like, okay, fuck, for what? Because someone did something that you have no control over.
Yeah,
and you're gonna like,
so mad over
like
things.
die inside because of it. Nah, it's not worth it.
I see people get mad over some things. I'm like, that is what pisses you off. That's what. Like yesterday,
that's the biggest problem you have. Yeah,
I parked somewhere just to run into a store and come back, and I see this little this kid. Him and his mother, they cussing because I parked and my wheel was on the line. In my mind, I'm just parking because I'm running inside. But nevertheless, who cares? Like, that's what pisses you off?
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the type of things that piss you off. Like, there are people, like, really struggling in life. You know, really, really frustrated and struggling. And this is what pisses you off. Yeah. So it's like when people say first world country problems, you know?
For real.
You know, it's just a real thing.
It's funny you say that. So, like, one of the things, like, to go back to, so... In terms of speaking of traveling, so I took a year off and did like a backpacking trip. Most people when they finish university do like a couple months. Yeah. I never did that. And like I can fully admit it. Like I was like a little bit more arrogant when I was younger, and I know some like my ego wasn't really in check. And I hit a place in my life where I'm like I need to like reset and just go figure shit out. Yeah. Did this year around the world, and that's kind of where I started to like think this way and change our perspective. Number one, it changed our perspective because I went to some countries that like. I saw people with absolutely nothing, the happiest people in the world, and I was like, holy shit, I have all this stuff, and I'm like, I get mad about this shit, and these people are walking barefoot in dirt roads, and I'm complaining about stuff. Like, puts things in perspective. But like one of the things that I think will always stick with me, and I can't remember what country I was flying to, where I was flying from. I was by myself, and I remember being at the counter to check in. It was like early in my trip, one of the first few months in. I was at the counter, and I was checking in, and I hear this like lady, like a husband and wife, but like, you know that term, like a Karen. Like, I don't want to use that to be mean, but like a lady just yelling, like they're like next to me, yelling at the lady behind the counter. And something about like, I can't believe it. Like, you won't upgrade or something like we're demanding won't upgrade us. We have status. We have this. And respectfully, I'm like, you know what? Like, I've been in a position where like, if I had status in the airline, I would ask for an upgrade, whatever. But I listened to her berate this like a girl behind the counter who literally probably works like a minimum wage or something in that range job, has no influence, has no control over how full the plane gets, is just putting in numbers to get you on the flight. And she's yelling at her, making her feel like the lowest of the low to make herself feel better because she couldn't sit in a preferred seat or something. Yeah. I might be taking the story out of context, but I remember witnessing this and thinking, like, I've been in a position before where someone's done something wrong, like customer service agent or someone does something wrong. Your first thing is to get mad at them, to yell at them. Let me see your manager. Let me blame them. Yeah. Then I stopped to think about it. I'm like, so maybe my day got ruined a little bit, but I'm gonna go now and ruin this person's day and make them feel worse than I feel. What do I gain out of it? I just look like an asshole. Yeah. And it's funny, right? Like a lot of people, to go back to the point I said earlier, like it's crazy how so many people, and honestly, I'm gonna make the generalization, but so many people don't realize how good we have things in life for the most part. Yes, you probably go through tough times. People don't have the same opportunities, but like how little and insignificant these fucking problems are that they complain about, like parking over a line.
I'm telling you, bro.
Like you cut someone, you merge someone in traffic and they honk you, give you the fingers. Like, man, like, I'm one car in front of you, gonna give you that much of a difficulty? Yeah, we're so miserable sometimes.
I've gotten so many compliments from people who in customer service that when I call them and said, "Listen, this is my issue," and they're like, "Why aren't you mad and screaming?" Like people be like, "Yo, that's something that would normally piss somebody off." I'm like, it's not your problem. It's not I can't be upset with you. I can only tell my issue, and then you can tell me if you can fix it or not. It don't make no sense.
Yeah, the best is the employee. There's like a TikTok or an Instagram video or something. It's an employee that works at IKEA, and he's like, "Oh, what, you're never gonna shop here ever again? Like, it's my store. Like, I really care that you're yelling at me because the IKEA thing didn't assemble great. Oh, you want a refund? It's my 2 weeks notice. I don't care." Like, I mean, like sometimes like you're yelling at these people that are making minimum wage that are literally just doing their absolute best to get by.
The ironic thing in the situation is like, after I saw that, honestly, I'm very grateful for like that trip I had. I was grateful for it, but I was by myself a lot. So when I'm flying by myself, Riggy taught me one thing as well. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. So one approach I took when I would travel, I saw this and I'm like, okay, well, number one, if I'm ever going to ask for anything, an airline or hotel, never be rude, always be nice to them. So like, I remember after that, like I was like, something went wrong one time. I don't know if I was checking into a hotel or something. Something went wrong, and first instinct is like, fuck, they ruined my day. I want to get mad at them. I was like, you know what? I'm like, it's okay. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, started talking to my IC. I'm like, don't worry. Like, can we figure this out? Like, whatever situation I was in. And I started to like kind of speak nice to them. And the lady's like, you know what? Like, you're relatively calm, I guess. I wasn't disrespectful. Everything got sorted out, taken care of, fine. From that point forth, I was like, I wonder if I just go about things like I go to the check-in counter and ask nicely, or ask for reservation, ask nicely, see if I can like not charm them, but just be a nice human being, right?
Being nice.
Do you know how far it got me being nice? How many times? Because I fly by myself too. I'd be flying like short distance somewhere through Asia, and I'd like go to book a flight, book like a cheap ticket to sit in economy, and I go to the counter. I'm like, hey, how's your day? Just make small talk with them because no one asks them how. Like they're just sitting there.
Nobody asks people that.
No,
man.
And I would just sit there and talk to them to the point where they'd look at me and be like, "Hey, can you shut up?" Like, but like I would ask them and I'd be like, "Hey, by any chance, like, is there an empty seat closer to the front of the plane?"
I tell you now, I'm not even lying. Yesterday I went to the bank. I did the smallest transaction ever, and the security guard was just being a little nice to me, and I just wanted to make her feel good. So I said before I left, I said, "We need more people like you in the world." That made her whole week. I can tell you that much.
Man, yeah, she felt so good. It's the little. I'm the type of guy. When I go to the drive-thru, I ask them how they're doing. Yeah. I'm like, "Hey, how are you?" They're like, "I'm fine." I'm like, "I'm fine too. Thanks a lot for asking me." But, anyways, can I get a bagel? Whatever. Yeah. I just think the little things, just a smile, look at someone's eyes, smile. Hey, how are you? Oh, your day's good. Perfect. Can I get my espresso single, whatever?
But that's where this quote gets dragged so much and misunderstood. That's where that quote comes about. Money can't buy happiness. It's not about actual money. I like things. Those are the type of things that can get to me. It's like I see people bashing that. Oh, that's such a poor people statement to make. It's not about the money. That quote has nothing to do with financials. Mm-hmm. It's about mindset. Again, brought you back to what you said. Is people with nothing happier than multi-millionaires. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's just like gratitude. You know, this is what I have. Man, I'm gonna drink the shit out of this water.
Yeah,
that's all I have. You know, I'm gonna drink the shit out of that. That's gonna taste amazing.
Yeah,
you know, versus somebody else who's like, man, you have water. I need more. Yeah. That person not gonna be happy.
That's not Fiji water.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like
that's not bubbly.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah.
That's
7-Eleven water, man.
I don't drink that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that is a mindset. So that quote, and I seen so many people bash that quote. It has nothing to do with financials. About money can't buy happiness. You know, that's such a like. You know. Anyways,
I'll tell you honestly. Like the one thing that I really do believe is like, if you can't be happy with nothing, like if you can't go 1 week with just the clothes on your body, wear the same underwear for 1 week, eat the same food for 1 week, if you can't be happy in that state, you won't be happy with anything.
Yeah.
Because like you have to be able to be okay. Like at the end of the day, the happiness is what you have to be happy with yourself.
Yeah.
None of this shit, nothing matters. Like nothing else matters.
Speaking of happiness, I'm gonna show you this. The most pointless conversation ever was this. Yo, let me call you back, bro. I'm just doing something real quick. Okay. Let me call you back. Where you?
This is a first day.
Show me. All right, bro. I'm calling you back. Yeah,
what the hell was that?
Oh, my boy, man. Him, the same thing. We just try to live happy, laugh, good vibes. If it's not about good vibes, you don't want that.
Wow, you're talking to the king of good vibes over here.
All about good vibes. For me, I've faced some hard times in my life in the past, and I won't get into that. But I remember those hard days and those tough days where you don't want to get out of bed, and you see the homeless guy sleeping on the street. I'm like, I wish I could be that fucking guy because he's got no worries right now. He's just fucking sleeping on the street.
Man,
that's it.
Facts.
So when you're in those mentalities, and then it's like once you get out of them, you don't take a single day for granted. I used to remember, like, this is how I looked at it. Every day, you have good days, you have bad days. You have your really bad days are 1 out of 10. Your really good days are 10 out of 10. I'm like, I used to remember being at those 1 or 2 out of 10 days and thinking, I just want a 5.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be great. I don't need a great day. I just want a good day.
Yeah.
A good day. If I get a 5 out of 10, I'm fucking happy as hell right now.
I'm telling you, man.
So now it's like when I have those 5 out of 10s, I'm like, those are fucking 10 out of 10s because I remember where I was at a 1 out of 10. Fuck, a 5 out of 10 feels like fucking gold right now. And then when I get that 10 out of 10, I'm...
lottery.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. You don't need anything. It's all about mindset.
That's all you want to live,
like
man.
Today, there's days. Well, lately days have been better than worse, but there's days where they're just mediocre days, and I'm like, look, nothing bad happened.
Yeah.
Nothing super great happened. Nothing
bad
happened.
happened.
Nobody died. Nobody's sick. I didn't lose my job. I can pay my bills. Mm-hmm. This is a fucking great day, actually. Wait, we come to think about it, I got good friends, good family, people that love me. A roof over my head. Fuck. You know what?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not a 5 out of 10. Maybe this is a 10 out of 10.
I'm telling you, man. Like I said again, that bring me back to what I said. I've been through hell in my life, and this is my personality too. No matter what it is, bro. Like you can do anything to me. This is my personality. It's boxing,
man.
though. Again, boxing is like you get hit. What you gonna do? You're gonna get emotional, try to hit him back and hurt yourself or whatever, or you just gonna wait for your opportunity.
Yeah.
I wait for my opportunity.
That's one thing too, to kind of circle back, just to touch on the boxing. That's also, like, to be honest, the two biggest things to me that kind of changed how I view myself personally and how I view the world was my trip. But not only that, my fight that I did was the year after that. That was one of the hardest things that I've done. And when you're in the ring and you're boxing, like,
it's just you. It's just
you, and no one cares how tough you are, how big your mouth is, how much money you have. At the end of the day, you're in that ring. You could be poor as dirt, or you could be a billion. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you need to shut the hell up, be focused, and focus on the goal, and just, you have to really think and just be very, like, cerebral and calculated. But it's also like, you have to understand that the thing when you step into boxing, that every action is an equal reaction, right? It doesn't matter who you are, like, and if you're someone who's just like, something bad happens and you fly off the seat of your pants and you just like, again, going back to the thing, you see red and you want to react to every situation, won't get you anywhere. And especially in the ring, if you're that guy, you're going straight into the fight, you're walking into punches. Yeah. So if you go about your day-to-day life like that, take that as a metaphor. If something bad happens to you and right away, like, again, you want to be the lady yelling at someone at the counter, or somebody bumps you in the street and you want to go make fun of them, or whatever it is, something's going to go wrong. If your first instinct is to retaliate, you're not going to get anywhere, because you're going to walk away from that and be like, why did I do that? And the end, it's stupid. If you can stay calm in the face of, like, challenges and adversity and all that stuff,
you win every time.
Every time. And that's honestly one of the biggest things boxing taught me. That, and my coach has also told me, saying that has always stuck with me, Virgil and Jen, shout out to them, they're the best. they always said to me, because I have a big mouth. I do talk a lot, if you couldn't notice. I talk a lot, but I talk a lot of shit.
Two ears, one mouth?
Yeah.
Listen twice as much as you speak.
No, yeah. So they say to me, they say don't talk about it, be about it. Because I would, before I got in the ring, I would just talk shit.
Yeah.
Mind you, I ended up knocking the guy out of my fight, so I ended up winning. I was okay,
But like disclaimer,
just
for the record.
That humble brag. But no, it actually taught me a lot about just in life is that like to carry out a little side point. People want to come and like brag or tell you this or they have that or whatever. Like no one cares. Just go shut up and do something. Yeah. Just do it. Be about what you are. Don't come tell people I'm a nice guy or I'm this or I have money or I'm gonna work hard. Or I'm gonna do this. Just go do it. Like if people want to see what you're about.
That's what I tell. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as you speak. That's 2 ears, 1 mouth.
I love that. And
I actually really like that. I have a tendency I talk more than I.
This normally would be a good wrap up point because we're at the time too. But I do want to get into. I want to get into your,
1 over.
I want to get into your gym now, and obviously, you know, it's such a good story as an entrepreneur coming from a third world country. You know, facing this adversity, obviously being a young black male too makes it even harder in a lot of times. And you shared some of that. So, tell us about the gym. How'd you get the idea? How'd you come up with it? This is your time to plug it here.
You know what? I've always, anytime somebody asks me about the gym, I've never even told this guy this, but I always have to shout out Chosen Boss. You know,
I don't
Body
know
by Chosen. You know, he hired me at the gym, his gym. I worked there, and I just learned. I'm a person I learn from everything. Everybody, you guys taught me a few things here, and I'm not even telling you yet.
Gotcha.
You know, I learned. Even my nephew, I had a 3-year-old nephew. He don't even know much English, but I learned from him. You learn everywhere you are. So I took ideas, and I just grinded. I understand life. You know, no man is an island. You know, it's just I just really wanted to get to where I wanted to get to. If this is the ceiling, I want to pass it. You know, so I took a few things that I learned from him, and then I worked at Good Life for a little while. I just like, okay, let me see what I could do, and then I went to the bank, took a loan out, and that's it. There you go. It's like it just takes the balls to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's pretty much it. I just shoot for the stars.
One of the biggest things, yeah, like a lot of people, and I can't imagine like what it's like to be in your position, to be someone like a new immigrant to the country and take that risk.
Don't know anybody, man.
I don't know what that's like. I don't think my dad came from Greece when he was 17 by himself. Didn't speak any English. Yeah. Just moved here for a new opportunity. I'm from a town of like 500 people in the south of Greece. Best town in the world, center of the universe. But but like I'll never know what that's like. So I have a lot of respect for like someone like you who's done that, to come with like not just like just come like not know anybody, come to a new country and like have to start it out. Like fuck, it's scary to start a company or start a business or pursue something. Being from like I'm born and raised in Toronto, like we just found that like we did this podcast, but also our startup. Like that's a scary thing to do. Yeah. I can't even imagine doing that, not knowing anybody. Like we did this. We have some like contacts here, people we know we can build a network with.
Yeah.
Like honestly, full respect to you and like, you know, congratulations on you getting this far and obviously like we hope it continues. But yeah, man, I can't even fathom what that's like. I tell my dad all the time. Like,
man, I'm trying. I'm not stopping at all. I'm just about to start a trucking company. I just started a dispensary. We're doing the renovations to open it up soon, you know. And after that, those 2 other businesses, I'm gonna try to open up more gym locations.
Good for you.
You know,
well, what kind of trucking company?
Man, if you want business ideas, we can talk all day, bro.
I'm the king of ideas here.
You know what I'm saying?
You want to talk ideas?
What kind of trucking do you mean?
So it's like you know those the what do you call it? The big trucks, the sleepers or day cabs. Yeah. You know, you get one of those trucks. Well, this is what I did. I try to find the easy way out of it because I want to make millions. I want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the key to it is like 50 Cent said: you're not making money unless you make your money when you're not working.
Making money sleeping.
Exactly. So, one thing that trucking companies have is you have to look for the loads. You have to. Or you either have a logistics company with you, you know? So what I said, okay, let me put those 2 things together. You buy the truck, you hire the worker, and then you sublease the truck under the logistics company where their job is to look for the jobs for you. I don't have to do nothing. I don't even need to ask the driver how was his day. What did he have to do?
Let the logistics company do it.
That's the logistics company. They take a percentage, but who cares? That's why a lot of trucking companies fail, is because they want to take on the load of, you know, talking to the drivers all day with the dispatching and then like It's just everything. I don't care about that. I don't want to do all that. I'm not greedy. I don't want 100% of the profits. If the logistics company's job is to, look for the jobs, talk to them, whatever, make sure they're on the proper road to whatever, take your 25%, 35%, and I'll just get more trucks. And I'm not eating from that. I'm eating from other things. So it's just about them different things.
You gotta diversify, man.
Diversify and
I love that.
Try to get rich.
That's it, man.
Nothing quick.
They say it's the American dream, but honestly, it's the Canadian dream too, man. Anybody can come here, start from nothing, and as long as you want to put the work in, you're a good person, and like
Canada is such a nice place to do that, though. Like, come on, man. Like, it's pretty young in comparison to America, in my opinion. So it's like there's so much more room to grow. You can even easily just look at whatever America is doing because they have such a big population and just take that idea and bring it here quickly because it's still growing. Everything about Canada is bigger than America, but population is way small, is way less.
It's like a tenth.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these are the things that I did my research on before moving here. So like I'm like, okay, listen. Let me take this idea. You can mold it and build it because right now is the best time to be an entrepreneur in Canada.
100%.
I think so.
Oh, we would agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Ricky and I, like we said, we founded a startup. We started a social media company, social voting app. Sorry. So we launched an app. We launched it in April. We started in June, launched in April. We've never done a tech startup before, and we're like, you know what? We had this idea. Let's pursue it. Let's try it. Like, what's the worst that happens? We are both our respective like family business were kind of slower during COVID as a result. So we had some time on our hands. Said, let's pursue this, give it a try. We're gonna sit around, drink all day. Like, let's go do something.
Yeah,
so
man.
we did it. We started it up. We obviously had this office space here, built a team, and now we have an app on the App Store, and it's it's growing day by day, month over month. And
Take your time.
that's it, man.
Just
We just
take
said,
your
why
time.
not? Like, let's give it a try. What's the worst that happens? And
Yeah.
you know what? It worked.
Will
It's working
Smith
out so far.
Will Smith said too, a lot of people think about building the wall, and then they forget you have to start one place.
One brick.
So he's like, I'm gonna lay this brick better than anybody ever laid this brick in their life, and then I move on to the next. Everybody's thinking about the wall.
Brick
Everyone wants the
brick.
wall. Yeah.
Brick
Everybody
by brick.
everybody wants to be rich immediately. Everyone wants to be rich now in their 20s or 30s. Everyone wants to be famous. Everyone wants this. Like, you don't realize you start one brick now when you're 30. By the time you're 40, like, you have half a fucking wall built. By the time you're 50, the wall's done.
But again though, it's like bring us back to what we were saying before. It's like a lot of people, and this is one thing that I don't like about not don't like that I don't agree with black people. Like it is harder. We are given less, and there's we didn't have that generational this and that. But you're gonna make that an excuse to sit down and cry about it, or you're gonna try to turn that problem and find a solution. This is why, again, I say I don't really hang around a lot of people who think like pro-black and stuff. Like just stay fixated. I'm about unity and love and peace. So like just everything togetherness. So like I know it's a real thing. Whereas like we do have a harder battle to fight, but the issue is people sit back and cry about it. I have friends. I remember one time I was talking to my friend. I called him. He's mad, cussing on the phone. I'm like, "What's wrong?" "Oh, I just got a ticket." "Why did you get a ticket?" He's like, "Oh, because I'm black. I was driving and the police pulled me." I'm like, "What did you do?" "Man, I took a U-turn. There was a U-turn sign not to do a U-turn there, but I still did it. And then I got a ticket. It's because I'm black." I'm like, have a good day, man. I don't talk to him anymore. And like I said, when I say this to people, they're the first ones to curse and say things about me. But I'm like, how many racist situations have you been in your life? I can give you a book. All right? I've faced so much racist shit, and I can't be, because not everybody's the same way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're going to sit down and say, this opportunity, because I know a friend, every time he applies to a job, he changes his name. Yes, he gets more opportunities, but at least he's there grinding. And I have another friend, I'm not going to apply for that job because I'm black. But this guy here is applying like crazy. He's getting up, he's getting it. Like, you're trying to find a solution from it. So like, it's just the world is just a funny place, man. You know.
Yeah. It's how you look at it too, right? It's all about framing at the end of the day. To your point, like, you know, obviously I can't relate on that level, but at the end of the day too, I do agree with that, and it's how you put things in perspective, right? Like, are you gonna be? I'm saying this in general, not in this situation, but in general life, like you get knocked down or something bad happens, or, you know, you lose this, lose that, whatever it is. Like, are you gonna look at it like, oh, you know, I'm shit out of luck, or I'm the victim now? Or are you gonna go and say, okay, there's got to be something I can learn from this. How do I adapt now and be better the next time?
How do you change it? How do you work on it?
Yeah.
How do you
honestly,
build it?
everything most things that I've learned in life are from things that I fucked up almost royally.
Oh yeah, there's no better teacher than life.
Like, most things that I've done that fucked up, I'm like, oh shit, like, all right, it sucks now, but you learn, and the next time I'm like, not making that mistake again.
That's my father. My father never raised me, but you see that there? That's my father. Mistakes. That's my father. And you know, I have a stepfather. You know, when I was back home, I used to go spearfishing all over, dive, shoot fish, sharks, everything. And I dived down one time, and I saw this nice big fish. I'm about to hold on to a rock and shoot it, and I lay down on this thing called fireweed. Right? It was fireweed or fire coral. You touch it, touches you, your skin separates.
Shut up.
It just burns your skin off. So it touches me, and I'm like, I like almost drown. I'm swimming up to try to catch my breath. And this man is like a cold-hearted man from Australia. He's like, if I told you what fireweed does, you'd say, okay. But if I let it teach you what fireweed does, you'll understand.
Never go near it again.
You pay for every lesson in life. You might not pay with money for school, but you're going to pay for your lesson in some way. It doesn't, if you touch a hot pot, your payment was the burn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And your lesson was that shit is hot.
Yeah.
Cue that moment. That's the moment that we post.
Dude, honestly, man, it's really cool how you look at the world. You seem like a very optimistic guy.
How else do you learn, man? You sit back and you're going to react to everything. You're going to miss. You know, that's when you argue with somebody. The worst thing to argue is to talk to. The worst thing to do is to talk to somebody who's arguing, because all they hear is fire. Me, I sit down and I listen. I'm like, okay, what can I hear from that? What did I really hear? Or what did I really see? I do music too, eh? And one thing that I sit down on is the lyrics, right? And I have a song. What was the quote? I said, how can you see the bigger picture if you're focused on the negatives? You understand?
Yeah.
Metaphorically speaking. How do you see the bigger picture if your focus is on the negatives? If you have a picture that's in the negatives, all is black and white.
Yeah, it's all, you don't see anything positive.
You don't see the bigger picture, right?
That's a good one.
So like, these are the type of things I do. I sit down and I meditate. I'm like, okay, cool. This is life. You know what I'm saying? Life is just about lessons, learning, you know, educating your own self.
100%.
You know, or anybody around you. Learn from everybody. I'm not smarter than anybody. Everybody's smarter than me. That's how I live.
I say that same exact shit. Sometimes I don't believe. Like, sometimes I'll say that and then I go act differently, but I actually believe that. I believe it. If we go about our lives thinking that we're the dumbest person and we have to learn from somebody else, man, we'd be a lot more open-minded. But I say that, but I don't embody it all the time. I know for a fact that I act like a know-it-all.
It's the belief that.
But you have to slowly teach yourself these things.
Yeah, that's the most powerful part. It's not about the actions and so forth, because life happens again.
Yeah.
Somebody might say something, you have to react different, but that don't mean you don't believe it inside your heart or your brain. You know what I'm saying? So I'm joking with people. I say a bunch of shit. They don't. You know. Life happens, but it's what you believe when you sit down by yourself. Then, you know, 3 a.m. you can't sleep and you're thinking about.
Oh, buddy, I know those.
That's the real you.
100%, man. Shya, this was a lot of fun, man. This is great,
buddy. Appreciate you coming on.
Oh no, thank you for having me, man. So when you guys come in?
We're gonna come for a workout. We're gonna come for 100%. I said I'm coming to box anytime. I haven't hit the pads in a while, but I'm not sparring against you. I don't want to get my.
No, I'm the best person to spar with.
Yeah.
Anybody who spar with me will tell you. Because you can go off.
I really miss sparring. That's the one thing I really miss about boxing.
I'm the best person to spar with. You hit me, I won't I don't go off.
Okay, I'm ready to get back.
I'm the most I'm
cool as a cucumber.
I'm the coolest to
honestly, I really miss sparring. I got my nice white winning. We'll come up. We're gonna set up.
We'll definitely set something up. We'll come on,
man. I'm ready. But I have to return the favor.
Yeah. No, man. This was a pleasure. Ryan spoke very highly of you, and honestly, we can see why. Because man, you're
Ryan talks highly of everybody. I don't take that as a compliment.
No. But you speak for yourself too, and man, it's been a lot of fun having you on.
I'm talking shit, man.
We've got 2 questions we always ask every guest.
Okay. Let me hear it.
The first one, if there was a movie about your life, who would you want to star as you?
Bumperclad. Oh my God. My favorite actor is Will Smith.
In my head, I was like, I had a feeling to say that.
I think he's the best actor in the world. There's like the category. He does comedy, kills it. Does love, kills it. Does action, kills it. Like people say Denzel. Denzel is always a smooth guy.
Denzel is sick.
He's just a smooth guy though. He doesn't. Do you see Denzel acting in a movie like
an action flick or something?
You know what I'm saying, or a comedy, or never.
Yeah, Will Smith
kills rom-coms too.
Hitch is a sick.
Oh my God! So
but I Am Legend too.
You know what I'm saying?
Men in Black.
Okay.
So I would choose Will Smith.
I love it.
I'm biased to that guy.
That's okay. It's your movie, right?
That's fair. Last question.
Let me hear it.
If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be? I got you with that one.
Oh my God. Man,
take your time.
There's a lot. What would it be? Hey, I used to tell myself when I was a kid that I would never live past 25. Yeah, that's how bad I was as a kid.
Well, you're here now, 30 years old, 30 years young.
I don't think, you know what? Speaking of Denzel, you know that movie, Deja Vu?
Yeah.
If I wrote a note to myself like that, I wouldn't believe I'd throw it away. I would never believe that this is me right now here. Never.
Really?
God couldn't tell me when I was a kid that this is me right here. You're lying. That's bullshit. That would never happen. I'm telling you.
I love that.
I would never believe it.
So you wouldn't give any advice to your younger self?
I don't think there would be any that I would believe. Me here today.
Wow.
Accomplishing the things that I've accomplished, doing the things I've done, being where I am, living in Canada, having actual opportunities at my fingertips, I wouldn't believe it.
Wow, man.
I wouldn't believe
That's
it. I think
powerful.
you were lying.
Yeah.
That's what
no one's
that's
ever
a first,
no
yeah.
that's a first. No one's ever said that. That's fucking deep.
Yeah.
People would say, maybe I wouldn't change anything, but no one's ever said I wouldn't even give any advice because they wouldn't believe it. That's powerful.
Younger me would never believe.
But now younger you could see you here, just crushing it.
Yeah. That's the only thing that wakes me up every morning, no matter how tired I am, and keeps me going. Is like, yo, you had nothing. Nobody gave nothing to you. You were in jail. You were like nothing. And I got up and I said, you're going to change right now. I would never believe it. There's nothing.
Man.
Love that.
Dude, this has been a blast.
Shya, thank you so much for coming. If people want to find out more about you, what you're doing in the gym, where can they go? How can they find you?
You can, call me on Instagram, message me on Instagram at Shya. I'm hard. I'm the worst texter, but
I can see by the notifications on your phone.
Yeah, he's got
100,000 messages and emails. Holy crap!
It stresses me out, man. It stresses me out.
I got one question, actually. One more question.
Let me hear it.
I noticed in your Instagram bio you have lions only. I also know a couple boxers that use that saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's coincidence. The Charlo brothers.
To be honest, it's high coincidence. I
was just curious. I saw it and I was like, I've heard this before.
Yeah. No, me and my friend back home, we had lions only from time way back.
Okay, sick.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, these Charlo guys keep saying lions.
I saw it. Yeah, I only heard about them a couple years, maybe a year or two ago. I saw them, but yeah.
Yeah, they're good too. But no affiliation with them.
Okay.
Just high coincidence. That's it.
I respect that.
love that.
Lions King of the Jungle.
That's my stomach tattoo.
Yeah.
Well, no, my stomach tattoo is King of my jungle, because we can only control our world.
Fuck, I like that.
That's not a stomach tattoo. That's an ab tattoo. Okay. I crept your Instagram. Bro.
I got a stomach.
That's
you have abs.
That's an ab tattoo. Let's not rephrase it. Stomach tattoo sounds like a big belly. That's a fucking 6-pack tattoo, anyways.
Yeah.
Guys, if you've made it this far, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening. Go give Shya a follow at King Shya, SHYA. Follow me, Georgie, the pals, all those fun things. Subscribe if you haven't. And that's all for this week. Cheers, guys.
Peace.